At Ferris Aircraft in Coast City, Ferris corrects Thomas for working alone, saying it breaks many federal safety rules, and might shut down their operation. Tom apologizes for working alone, and checking a last weld after sending the crew home. Tom questions Carol about why she hasn't gone home yet. Carol expresses concern about Hal, mentioning that he flew off with Sinestro, his worst enemy, and hasn't been in contact since. Carol wonders if Hal has visited to get his power battery, stored in his locker. Tom suggests checking if Hal has been around. Tom is in front of an open closet, looking surprised by what's inside. The closet has various things like clothes, pictures, and a Green Lantern power battery. They notice everything seems untouched. Carol sees something near Hal's shoes, making Tom curious about what it is. She observes that Hal has been more serious about their relationship lately. Thomas wonders if Hal will be mad about the ruined surprise. Carol, tired of waiting, decides to consider the surprise called. As they talk about Hal, Rayner unexpectedly appears. Kyle meets Carol, recognizing her as Star Sapphire, but she prefers Carol. He asks about Colonel Jordan, but Carol says he's not around. Kyle shares that the Guardians of the Universe have gotten worse since kicking Hal out of the Green Lantern Corps. Ganthet, one of them, has been stripped of emotion. Kyle needs Hal's advice on this, and Carol receives a call. Thomas urgently calls both Kyle and Carol to watch footage of the super criminal Black Hand battling two Green Lanterns in Coast City Cemetery. Carol identifies them as Hal and Sinestro. When Thomas questions how Hal has a power ring, Carol explains that Sinestro gave him a new one. She urges them to go to the cemetery and help, planning to join them soon after grabbing her other ring. In Coast City Cemetery, the chief is telling a police officer to go inside the cemetery, because the mayor is worried about something there. Even though there are doubts about the Green Lantern's ability to handle it, the chief wants the police to check it out. Just as they are talking, there's a report of movement at the cemetery gates, indicating that something might be going on inside. Suddenly, they saw the zombies. They moved quickly, it was like they couldn't be stopped, and the scene became really intense and frightening. A group of police officers faced a lot of zombies. They shot at the zombies, but there were still more coming. The officers were worried, because they didn't have enough bullets, and more zombies kept appearing. One police officer got scared, and shouted that the zombies were still coming. They needed an airstrike to survive. In a tough situation with zombies, Green Lantern explains that the best way to beat them is with a green power ring. The chief asks about a mysterious woman nearby. Star Sapphire tells Green Lantern to stay focused, and not let the zombies get past them. Green Lantern and Star Sapphire, two superheroes. They combined their superpowers into one strong beam. This bright beam of light destroyed the zombies. Star Sapphire expresses relief that a familiar trick still works, while Green Lantern checks with a police officer about clearing the cemetery. The officer wishes them well, planning to hold the perimeter. Star Sapphire, unable to locate Hal or Sinestro, suggests scanning for Hal's ring to unravel the mystery. In their conversation, Kyle senses something unusual, noting the explosion of a yellow power battery. Carol is skeptical, asking how he knows. Kyle, using his powers, makes the energy echo visible, confirming the detonation. Carol questions how he can sense it when it's yellow energy, not violet or green. Kyle hints at recent abilities, mentioning he can now access other energies. Suddenly the superheroes are trapped by a bunch of never-ending zombies. Kyle urges Carol to stay close, but he struggles as he can't see her. Carol insists he should fire blindly. In desperation, Kyle calls out for Carol, and prays for a sign, feeling overwhelmed and needing help to find her. Green Lantern's ring shoots out bright green light that destroys a zombie instantly. Carol is surprised to see all the zombies turn to dust, and questions if Kyle harnessed both the green and blue spectrums. Kyle explains that he previously tried on power rings from 6 different corps to fight the Guardians, and since then, his green ring has been acting differently, occasionally showing traces of other colors. Carol suspects there's more to it than just the ring, leaving Kyle puzzled about her statement. Carol informs Kyle that Hal once mentioned he was a torchbearer for the entire Green Lantern Corps, considering him special. Kyle, surprised, instructs his ring to locate Hal Jordan. The ring reveals Hal is deceased, but Kyle insists on seeing a body. The ring cannot comply, but it locates Hal's ring, and states that a replacement sentient has been found. Carol insists that Hal can't be dead, but Kyle, relying on the information from the ring, is skeptical. Carol, using the power of the Star Sapphire ring, explains that it not only creates constructs, but also taps into a deep, profound love. It can sense emotional connections across space and time, and the bond between her and Hal remains strong. Kyle struggles to trust her feelings, acknowledging the difficulty in understanding the depth of her emotions. Kyle is confused by what he's seeing, and Carol explains that the Star Sapphire is showing them his future. She reveals that to stop Black Hand from destroying the universe, Kyle will need to combine all 7 powers within himself. Kyle doubts it's possible, but Carol insists he must adopt qualities like rage, desire, and more, matching the power of powerful figures from other Lantern Corps. The goal is to save the man she loves, implying Hal Jordan. The Guardians of the Universe get an unexpected invitation from far away. They meet with the Zamorans, who see them as equals. Skipping the formalities, the Guardians ask about fixing the Lantern Corps. The Zamorans reveal they are already getting rid of their star Sapphire Corps, and offer their power to help. Together, they suggest ending the Lantern era, and starting a new one, with the Guardians and Zamorans working together.